Good morning for everyone. We are Natalie, Daniel, Joseph, and Paola, and today we are going to explain some important aspects of the Japanese culture. So, Japan has the oldest life expectancy in the world. That means people in Japan live really long time. Men live to 79 years old and women 86 years old. So according to Koichi, it is not genetic that keeps them alive, but rather there are certain habits such as Japanese diet. In the Japanese culture, the diet is so important. Japanese people don't eat red meat because of the cholesterol, so they prefer eat fish. In Japan, fish is the primary meat. On the other hand, Japanese are lactose intolerant and they drink a ton of tea rather than American coffee, and of course, vegetables tend to be a big part of every meal. Secondly, Japanese people walk, bike, and take the train to work, and when they are working, they are standing up for longer periods. Uh, One aspect that caught our attention was squatting when you poop. It is so strange, but it's so healthy too. But in our culture, it's so strange. And finally, cleanliness. Japan is probably one of the cleanest nations in the world, and it is so basic habits that they have. For example, wash your hands and clean your house. So we are going to follow our presentation with my partner.
Well, good morning. I'm going to talk about a research that is very close to the topic of life expectancy in Japan. So, the name of the research, why the woman live longer time than the man. So, the research used a woman and man ranging from 20 to 19 years old, and they did a blood and bloodstream analysis. So, for example, in the bloodstream we can find the neutrophils and lymphocytes. The neutrophils are responsible to the infections in our body, and the lymphocytes are responsible to the immunity. And we can divide the lymphocytes in B cells and T cells. The B cells are responsible to secrete the antibodies in our body, and T cells are responsible to attack these objects that the antibodies mark. So what they found? They found a lot of genes. For example, they found that when the man is young, they have more lymphocytes than the woman. But when he's growing up, he lost and he has the same quantity of lymphocytes in the body. So this is a curious story. Also, they found that in the woman body, the process is slower. So they lost minus lymphocytes that they made. So this is one element very curious and very important in the research. Also, they found that the age is different because in the men the age did that the body is higher and board these lymphocytes, but the woman no. The woman is slower, and they didn't have this kind of process that the men have. So this is the second very important outcome that they found. Also, they found the woman has more estrogen, so the estrogen protect them to have a cardiovascular disease. Also, the third or the fourth topic very important is the sex hormones. The sex hormone is very fundamental element because when you analyze the body of the woman and the man, you are going to find that the sex hormones in the woman and the man are completely different. So this is a good outcome to analyze why the woman and the man in Japan live longer time. Because when you are going to watch the statistics, you are going to find that the woman live 86 years, whilst the men only live 8 or 6 years. If this is arranged from the men, so this is very long difference. And the woman is going to be in the top of the world, the life expectancy, but the man is only divided in the top of the world, the man is in Israel. So this is a cool stuff, and these are the outcomes of this research. So thank you.
Japan versus Colombia. What killed us and what killed them? There are many reasons of diet all around the world, but what are the main causes of diet in the world? The first cause of diet in the world is the coronary heart disease. The second one is a stroke. The third one is the influenza and pneumonia. But what killed a Japanese? What are the main reasons of dying in Japan? The third one is a stroke. The second cause of death in Japan is the influenza and pneumonia. The third one cause of death in Japan is the coronary heart disease. The fourth cause of death is the lung cancer. But the eighth cause of death in Japan is the suicide. And what killed a Colombian? The third cause of death in Colombia is the coronary heart disease. The second one is the violence. The third one is a stroke. And the eighth one is the war. Colombia versus Japan in the war. Making a comparison between Colombia and Japan and talking about a stroke, Japan is placed in the 168th in the world, but Colombia is ranked in the 155th place in the world. Then, talking about the influenza and pneumonia, Japan is placed in the 105th place in the world, but Colombia is ranked in the 140th place in the world. Talking about the suicide, Japan is placed in the 14th place, but Colombia is ranked in the 117th place all around the world. Finally, talking about the violence, Colombia is ranked in the 8th place in the world. On the other hand, Japan is placed in the 189th place in the world.
I am going to talk about some interesting tips according to the documental by National Geographic. The first one that they propose is that the 25% of your life depends on of your genetic, and the 75% depends on you and your style of life. According to some researchers, they propose that the people who have the index finger longer than the ring finger will increase their expectancy of life. And the elective people tend to die faster than skilled people. That they propose is that you have to avoid the sun, because the sun increases the possibilities to have illness regarding to your skin and your body in general. Another aspect is that you have to stop to smoke, because it also increases the possibilities to die in an early age. Another thing is that you have to smile and make a kind of activity such as yoga, the yoga of love, or the yoga of smile. Another thing is that you have to eat natural food. That means that you have to eat some things like butter, milk, or meat without cooking. Another thing that you have to do to increase your age of life is to have sex, because according to some researches, the sex increase the possibilities to make your life longer, and you would feel very healthy. According to these researches, the men is have to do sex frequently, and the women is according to quality. If you breathe deeply, you will increase your capacity to breathe and keep the oxygen into your body. It also helps you to avoid some diseases such as glues, or some diseases related to your breath system. And finally, the last aspect to increase your life is that you have to use dental floss before 5 years old. It will increase your life in 6 years.